Just mute everyone. All right, hello and welcome everyone to this session or series number 6 of Business Accelerator. And the topic today that we'll be discussing is ease and elegance with business. So before I get started, let me ask you guys, what does business mean to you? And what are the advantages of being in business? So can anyone talk about that? You're most welcome to just unmute yourself and just speak.
Please repeat the questions. I was not able to hear it properly.
All right, let me just repeat the question again. What does business mean to you? And what are the advantages of being in business? And if you had to choose between a corporate job and a business, what would you prefer and why? So just unmute and talk. Ujjwal, would you like to start?
Yes, because I've done exactly that. I had a fantastic corporate job. I used to work with the Taj Group of Hotels and at a very senior position. And I really chose time over the kind of work I was doing, security I was provided with. And I chose it because I wanted to do exactly what I wanted to do. And I have never regretted my choice. I've had lots of ups and downs, but having my own business gave me choice, gave me freedom, which I have always asked for and looked for.
All right, cool, awesome. Who else?
Myself.
Yes, Anil, go ahead.
I am into business because I want to do what I like to do and the way I want to do it. Not somebody telling me you have to do it this way or that way. Whatever may be the end result, but doing it, whatever I feel is the way I think is a business, and that's why I'm into business.
Awesome. So that's something that I was actually looking for. It gives you the freedom to choose on your terms. And how awesome is that? Yes, who else? Hi, Charu. Who else? Who else would like to speak up? Wait, Prerna has written something.
I would
engagement. Yes. Yes, Preeti, go ahead.
See, my work is offering different modalities. So I would call it therapy and facilitation counseling. So I considering right now how my work is, I would prefer job. At least I'm getting I know at the end of the month, this is what I can get, number of clients or number of the amount also, the fee. Here it is very like 1 month it's X and then the next month there's nothing actually. So yeah, at present I would.
Preeti, can I ask you, how checked out are you when you are actually looking for clients or when you're actually putting out your business into the world? If you're checked out or you're not really totally present with that creation, you'll have a tough time creating clients. Okay. And when it comes to creating more clients, it's really important for you to actually trust yourself and know that you're good, and because that's what comes across. Right? So when someone has to select you as their facilitator or for healing, they should just know and have that faith in you. How that shows up is when you choose to have faith in yourself.
Okay.
When you start valuing yourself, when you start acknowledging yourself, when you start being there for yourself and be committed to your work, is what will start resonating with different people. Okay, and that's what they will see.
Okay.
So what you're looking for is the security of actually having a certain amount of money coming in every month. Right? That's why you're looking for a job.
It's more, I am confident of my work. Also,
can you increase the volume?
It's the maximum actually.
Yeah.
This is the maximum. Okay, so it is more like wanting to, engage. I do a lot of swap, which is like, so basically I want to put it forward, put it forth. So I'm fine with doing swaps, doing free sessions. So yeah, it is not just the money actually. Because yeah, it is honestly not the money because the number of uh, classes and
Preeti,
courses.
what's the value of free session, offering free sessions? If somewhere you've decided that the people who are connecting with you cannot afford your services, or they can't afford to pay you, then you will start offering them free sessions. And how do you feel after offering them free sessions? Like once in a while is different, but if you make a habit of it, is that honoring of you?
No,
Are you enjoying yourself?
not every time.
Not every time, but mostly you enjoy that, then that's fine. If you're enjoying doing what you're doing, then that's fine. But if somewhere you feel, okay, this is not fun, I've been just offering free sessions and I'm really not getting enough paid clients. So you need to see, okay, what else is required here? What needs to change here? And what am I being? Mostly what happens is we end up offering a lot of free sessions to our close friends and families, because somewhere we feel, especially relatives, because they feel, okay, for whatever reasons, you're a healer, healers are not supposed to charge. So boom, there goes. So it gets really tricky and difficult for you to actually be present with that and say, hey, you know what, I'm choosing to charge for my sessions, whatever it is. You can just put it across as energy exchange and whatever else. But okay, so I'm deviating from the topic. Let's get back to what we were talking about. All right, so you're looking for a security of a job. That's interesting. All right, who else would like to talk about? The question I'd asked was, what are the advantages of being in business and versus having a job? So what would you choose and why?
I can answer this, Smriti.
Yes, Trupti, go ahead.
So I had been working for 13, 14 years somewhere, and it's been 2.5 years I'm doing my own business on my own. I would really prefer working on my own business because I have a good experience in corporate. So now I would choose that. Beginning of my career, I wouldn't have opted for it for sure. Now, what is an advantage of a business? Biggest advantage, what I feel is, flexibility and the freedom that I have. At times I feel 9 o'clock nahi utna, I'm so tired, maybe last night I couldn't sleep well and all that. I can sleep in my bed till 12 in the afternoon also. 12 in the noon, nobody will question me. As long as the work is in place, there is no firing, important things are to be done. Priority kuch nahi hai, then it's fine. 12 tak bhi solo koi nahi पूछने वाला है. Versus job में तो क्या 9 o'clock तो login करना ही है. जान भी गई तो क्या ऑफिस में पंच करना है, somebody is waiting there for you for meeting and all that, whatever. So the biggest difference I like about business, freedom and flexibility.
Cool, awesome, fine. Now what else? So
yes, sorry, I'll just add, what is the best part of a job is what end of the month you're not worried about the message that you will get that your XYZ salary is credited.
all right,
this for sure वो रहेगा. Business में at times थोड़ा आगे पीछे हो सकता है if things are not well planned, but then end of the month job में sure है. We can take EMIs very easily. As of now, I have not taken any EMIs since last 3 years. I don't want to get caught with any wrong situations.
so what if you could actually create a business where you don't really need to even bother taking EMIs? What if you were actually creating so much money that whatever it is that you're looking to buy is just one person or what you're looking to create? What if it was just a choice to have that?
Yes, I'm making
so everything that doesn't allow that, let's destroy and uncreate that.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So now, how many of you are actually scared of being in business or not really willing to start, or are scared that if I start something on my own, I'll not be successful? So how many of you are actually scared? You can send me a message if you don't want to write in front of everyone, which is something I've realized over a period of time, that a lot of people are not willing to ask for what they would like to what they truly desire to create because of the fear of being judged. So you're most welcome to just send me a private message here on this so that I know what's going on with you guys. And so how many of you actually, how many of you are really find creating a business really daunting? Any one of you? Or you're all good with it? Yes, Ujjwal, go ahead. You need to unmute yourself.
For me, I've been just promoting entrepreneurship because I know the advantages so well. I know the choices. I actually designed my life and I left my job and I created a very successful business. However, there is an aspect of what I have discovered, as you know me very well, is no matter what, you've got to keep creating, keep that energy. You've got to keep adding into it. You don't get to pick up that salary, if you were in the job, no matter what. So,
Cool.
So that's what I feel. So risk taking is for me no problem at all. I have a problem sustaining.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. Yeah.
Sustaining the same connection with my work. I have that issue.
All right. Cool. All right. So Komal has written, not scared, almost started getting money out of it, but few days after it get cold. So again, kuch naya sochna padta hai. Okay, that's interesting. And then someone else has written, don't like the responsibility of a big business. Wow, that's interesting. So what if there was someone else handling the business for you? What if your job was just to start a business and have a team ready to take charge? And what if you could just travel worldwide and just keep creating businesses which other people would handle for you? What if your forte was just starting businesses, initiating those ideas and just getting them started? What would that create? Right? So there's a way out for everything. Yes, Anil, what we're saying.
This is what I feel I should have. Just start a business, just maneuver something and get the results.
All right, cool. And someone else has written, finding new ideas or inspiration is a task always, unable to find flow and ease. Cool, that's interesting. Why? So the thing is, with whatever issues you guys are writing, you can always hire someone to do that for you. You don't have to do everything in your business, right? You can always ask for someone who's really good at it, who's even better than you, to handle that aspect for you. Always ask for someone who's much better than you to take charge of that aspect of business that you're looking to hand over to that person. All right? Because when they're much better than you, they will contribute very dynamically to that business. Okay? All right.
One of the major things will be, So one of the major hurdle, what I've heard from my colleagues, most of the time when they ask me, how did you start your business and all that, the creativity sab kuch hai. Only thing stops them is what their existing EMIs. They're worried about how my existing EMIs would go. Savings will work at one extent. Beyond that, they're worried. That's what I have observed so far, just sharing it.
Right. So what happens is, have you ever noticed when you really wanted something? Like suppose you have to travel somewhere with your friends. There's like an all-girls trip and you have to travel. Or if there is a particular class that you want to attend, or if there's a particular outfit or a particular house that you want to purchase, right? When you really wanted something, you've gone all out and you've created it. You have, right? And created it with a lot of ease. So what if you could be that energy all the time with your creations, right? So whatever you fear is what you're inviting into your life. So you have to be very aware of that. As I mentioned in one of the previous calls, right? Your succeeding in business is 80% your mindset. Be very aware of that. Okay. So if they fear EMI and if they fear that they will not be able to get that much amount each month, then that's what they're setting themselves up for. Okay. What if they were willing to just choose way beyond? And to create a very successful business, you have to keep on choosing again and again and again. So most of you are here in business, okay? And just look back at all those times when you've really been very motivated about a particular creation, right? That's when you've put in 100% of your energy into that creation, in whichever way it shows up, okay? There's a certain energetic awareness that you have with that particular creation, and you'll do whatever it takes to make it happen, okay? When you do that, you would have realized that how easy it was for you to have those people or clients or whatever it is that you were looking for in that creation, right? So that's what you have to be 100% committed to every creation of yours. There are a lot of times when you just create certain things. Like, for example, there are times when I'll randomly create a class, okay, just like that. And nothing really gets created because I'm not even involved in it. Then there are certain classes which I have an energetic awareness of, which are, even though there's nobody around, but I'm willing to take that risk. I'm willing to lose everything. I'm willing to lose that amount of money, but I'm still willing to choose it. Okay. So when you do not stop choosing, even if you don't see anything showing up or anyone else choosing it, but if you do not stop choosing it, you make it happen. Okay. And that's something that you have to really, really keep in mind. Be willing to be the choosing one instead of waiting to be the chosen one, right? That's something that you have to be very focused on when you're creating a business. Be willing to be the choosing one.
Smriti?
Yeah. Yes, Siva. Hi. Hi, Siva.
Hi, Happy New Year. Seeing you for the first time in New Year.
Thank you. You also very Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. So when you say that there are certain classes that you want to create and you keep choosing, so don't like fears or thoughts like what if clients don't show up? Don't they come to you?
They do. These thoughts do come to me, but I don't stop choosing. See, I'm not waiting for someone to choose me. I'm choosing that class and I make it happen with or without people.
Okay.
Right? And that's so let me give, most of you must have heard it, but let me just give you that example again. So we recently conducted a class a few months ago in one of the forests near Bangalore. It is the Kabini forest. And there was just an idea and it was just very, very expansive. And I wanted to meet those animals. Okay. And there were these two photographers that I'd been following since past one whole year. And I was like, someday I will visit this forest. Okay. And when a friend suggested, like, let's create a class in the forest. And I was like, all right, it has to be the Kabini forest. Okay. I'd never, ever been there before. And see, now for people to leave from Mumbai, travel all the way to Bangalore, and then it's a 5 to 6 hour journey to Kabini forest. Now it's like, people may or may not choose. Okay, because it's not like a straightforward, you're coming for the class. Plus, it was also the expenses lined up. So they had to pay not just for the class, but also for the stay and the travel and the flight tickets, right? Now, if I start thinking about how people cannot choose all those things or they will not be willing to pay for all this, then I'm only jeopardizing my own creation. Okay, so I was focused on that creation and people who it could contribute to. That's all you have to focus on what you're looking to create and who can it contribute to. And just
that was the question you were asking me, who could you contribute to?
What contribution can this class be to people? Who can this class contribute to? Okay, and then there were people who showed up from different places, from Delhi, from Bangalore, from Hyderabad, from Mumbai. They all chose, okay? And Pramod here chose it last minute when I was at the airport, 5 a.m. He chose it that day. Okay, 5 a.m. that I'm choosing this. So sometimes it's just about that. Yes. So now what happens is when you're booking a class in a resort like that, you have to have the bookings in place well in advance. You have to have all the payments in place well in advance. Okay, most of the payment was already done, taken care of. Let me just mute everyone. Hold on. And so it was around 2.5 to almost 3 lakhs. That was already been paid. Okay. And now what to do? How to go about it? What if people don't choose? So I tend to lose at least about 2.5 to 3 lakhs if I cancel it out, and also the flight tickets and everything, right? And we just had one person signed up, who signed up the moment he saw this, and he signed up, okay? And then had another person who was dilly-dallying but also signed up, right? So now I just had 2 people plus the hosts. Now, when I was interacting with the host, a lot of times it's like there's a boom of idea and an awareness and a whole, like a very expansive space. And then their own doubts about how will people pay so much, right? Because now they're paying not just for the class, but also for the accommodation, which was expensive. Then it would like be cross more than 1 lakh for them, the whole thing, and maybe they might not want to choose that. So I had to actually talk to them, motivate them, like don't think of that, because that also has a potency to actually kill your creations if your hosts are not into it, right? So you have to work on them, you have to work on everybody else. And then, you know what, one day I just decided, I don't care if anyone shows up or not. If I've booked all these 5-6 rooms, it's fine if I'm the only one staying there, okay? I will create the class, even if there's nobody else. Even if it means me spending 2.5 to 3 lakhs. Maybe I'll take my family, I'll take my kids along, right? But I'm choosing this. So that conviction, that choice is what starts creating things. You have to be willing to take that. Was it a risk? Yes, a huge risk, okay? Was I willing to lose it all? Absolutely. But I wasn't willing to not choose it. So when I talk about be willing to be the choosing one instead of waiting to be the chosen one, that's what I mean, right? And by the time the class started, we had, I'm not even sure how many people, but we had at least about nine. Pramod is here. I'm not sure how many is Pramod here. I thought he was here. Anyways.
Yeah, Smriti, we were around 9 of us.
Yeah, we were around 9 of us, right? So yeah, so that many people showed up. So, and we had such a blast. And then also with regards to those animals, I can't even tell you how many messages I got later on asking which forest did you go to and how come you managed to see so many animals. Again, the first trip, the first safari, we didn't see any animal. And then later on in the class, we did whatever we could. We did energy pulls. We asked, okay, what contribution can we be to those animals? What contribution can we receive from them? We did a lot of exercises, which are part of the Talk to the Entity class, and a lot of exercises on receiving. And then they just started showing up big time. Every safari, we saw some animal or the other, you know, and it was just so beautiful. So sometimes when you ask, when you make that demand, and when you're also willing to contribute, there are so many beings that will start showing up for you. There's so many creations that will start showing up. Again, I'm coming back to the same thing. You be willing to be the choosing one. Don't wait to be the chosen one. Okay, that's part of the Business Done Different class where they talk more about this, but that's what it is in the nutshell. So when you're creating your business, every time you have to keep on choosing. It's again, like you might have, most of you are very familiar with Access, right? And the tools of Access, and very familiar with the 10-second choices. So when you're looking at creating something or achieving something or being something, you have to choose it every 10 seconds. You have to constantly keep on choosing it again and again and again and again. So like when I mentioned, when you put out a creation, Sharon, I'll just get to you. When you put out a creation, okay, and somewhere it starts fizzling out, somewhere you're buying other people's projections, you're buying their points of view, and you end up killing those creations. Or somewhere you, for whatever reasons, if you're not 100% committed to that creation, you will kill it, right? Sometimes we put out a creation and then we withdraw our energies from that. And then we just leave it hanging like that. Again, we are killing our creations. So when it comes to creation of clients, okay, you don't have to focus on who can afford this. You have to focus on who can this contribute. Whether it's your healing sessions, whether it's any other business, whether like Trupti, whatever you're looking to start, you're working on an app. So always be in this question, who can this contribute to? So when you're creating a business based mostly on asking questions, on being that invitation, that's what starts attracting clients. Okay. And also the willingness to have money. Because if we are uncomfortable receiving money, we push away people also. Okay. Our points of view will create that as a reality for us. So be very mindful of that too. Yes, Sharon, you had a question?
Hi, Smriti.
Hi.
My question is regarding the previous subject you had spoken about hiring somebody. So I had hired somebody. She's an IT professional. She's a marketing consultant. She's access conscious person also. So she knows the lingo, that sort of thing. And she was very enthusiastic in our first 3 meetings. But I find that she's sort of dragging her legs. She's asked me for a whole lot of content, a whole lot, whatever she wanted, for getting the work done together. And then it's like she's just dragging her feet. And, I asked you for that. I said, if you look at your email, I've given you this, whatever you asked for that same day itself, because I'm so enthused about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do because I'm not good in marketing. I mean, I'm good in everything.
All
I mean,
right.
I'm good
All
in
right,
marketing,
Sharon.
but not on a higher level.
All right, Sharon. So when you come across somebody like that, you need to see, okay, what needs to change here?
Mm-hmm.
Ask, be present. Okay. Do we need to end this here, or does something else needs to change here? So you have a conversation with that person and say, okay, cool, what's going on? This is not working out. This is not working out. Yeah, what needs to change?
I asked her what needs to change, and she was like, you know what, my kids have got final exams and that sort of thing. So I'm in and I'm out. So it's like with great difficulty, I actually found somebody that I can really trust and, talk to and be on the same page with, rather than just a face on a computer.
Maybe this is not the right time for that person. What if you can ask for someone else more contributive to show up?
I think I should.
Right, yeah. So thing is, whatever and whoever you're not willing to lose will control you.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm also asking, am I stopping this? Because am I not wanting something bigger? I'm comfortable right now with my small stuff, because we are talking a big project. We're talking a huge project, an international project. So I was asking myself, but I'm still very enthusiastic about the project because it's going to give women so much of help, it's going to contribute so much.
You don't have to kill your project because someone is not delivering. You just have to ask for someone more contributive to show up for that project. And sometimes you can talk to your business and ask a business to find a more contributive person who will help in marketing your project, right? Maybe it's not, that person might be really good, but maybe that's not the right time for that person. Or maybe
she's really good. She's excellent,
right. So just say, okay, maybe let's take a break. Maybe till you're busy with your kids, let me find someone who can assist me meanwhile. Okay, and then that's it. And wherever you decided that the other person who shows up for your business might not be good enough, right? So when you put a ceiling on something like, okay, this person is the best. Sometimes when you decide someone to be really, really good and the best, somewhere you end up killing your or sidelining your own awareness with respect to that person.
That's so true. That
and
is
also ask, okay, what am I being here? Where this person is willing to deliver to someone else very dynamically, but is not willing to deliver to me. So who am I being here? Where am I not willing to value myself or my product that dynamically?
She's willing to contribute when she was earning a salary. Now she's not working, so she's at home. And that's why on that basis only I've seen her working there, and she's really amazing. But from the time like she's doing it from home and that sort of thing, I don't feel that enthusiasm and that sort of stuff. Cool. Enthusiasm's there. I don't feel that follow-up is there.
You have the questions to ask.
Yeah, I have the questions. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Yes, Pramod.
Hey, Smriti, I just wanted to share this thought of mine with regards to Sharon's incident. I've seen that sometimes we want the best folks to be a part of our business or creations, but we're not congruent with the level or the energies that they are being, and hence that incongruence is what keeps us away from it. That's what I've noticed also.
Absolutely. So sometimes when we hire certain people who we decide, okay, we don't ask questions, we decide that this one is the best. Okay, we don't even bother asking our business who would contribute. Okay. Now, also what happens is your business and your creation requires some of your energy, most of your energy. So like when I had to create a website, I think I must have taken 4 years to even just create a basic website. And I paid to so many people, at least 3 different people. I paid such a huge amount and they didn't deliver. They just would end up creating some random thing, which just wasn't fun for me. And my brother kept telling me, your website requires your energy. And I was like, okay, requires my energy, but I have no clue how to create a website. Okay. And then I found someone who was pretty contributive, who actually worked on it. And I just believed in her and I knew she would deliver. And she just knew what I wanted most of the time. And so, but then suddenly she had some job. So she could devote only 1 hour on a weekend. Okay. And that was a time when I was comparatively a little free. And I was like, okay, I can devote that much time and attention to my website, the creation of my website. So what I didn't bank on was that she had only 1 hour to spare every weekend. And I was like, oh God, now what? So she would work very dynamically on that website, but it needs a little more energy and time, right? So now for the whole week, I would just sit with my computer on and I'm on that website creation page and I'm just looking at it and asking questions and I'm just looking at it. I have no clue what to do, but I would just keep on fiddling through all those pages and wondering, okay, and then nothing. The next time when I met her, I would meet her on another Saturday. We would step out for lunch and then we would create. So I would just watch how she was doing it. So the next time, what I did, I just put all the content in place and I was like, okay, just streamline it for me. Just spare about 15, 20 minutes, just streamline everything. So at least we had something going. And then little extra additions and all. So that's how I created the website. I mean, this person created it for me. And but it required, my website required my attention and energy. I won't say it's the most perfect website, but it is something that I can keep creation. Whatever I'm creating, I can keep changing things. I'm in charge of it right now. So I don't have to depend on anyone. So sometimes you just ask your business what is required. Okay. And just, be willing to receive that. Now, what else? Thank you, Seema. Thank you. All right. Cool. Now, let's talk a little bit about the ease and elegance of having and owning a business. Okay. So one of the main reasons for having a business is where, you are in charge of your life. So you're not dependent on different people. Say, like, for example, a lot of people, mostly, so let me just list out what it is, and then I will talk more about it. I'll elaborate on each of those things. So one of the things is you get to be your own boss, okay? And whatever you say is what goes, what gets created, okay? Second thing is the work and energy and the efforts that you put in your business. You get paid for it, okay? Not your boss. You're not creating you're not working your ass off to create money for your boss. You're creating for yourself, okay? And also then there's no cap on the amount of revenue that you can earn from your business, okay? And the third point is you actually get the freedom and you get the control. I won't really say control, I would say you get to be in charge of choosing the way you want to live. So basically you can create a business from wherever you are. So if you're traveling, you can still create a business. You can be in, say, maybe you can visit the mountains and you can still create your business. You can still be in touch. And wherever you are, even if you're on a holiday, you get to be in charge of your business, okay? And most importantly, and my most favorite, is that you get exposed to so many different skill sets, okay? And also you learn with every or let me put it in a different way, you experience a steep learning curve, okay, in a very short period of time, because you learn so many things. Like I learned how to make my website. Okay, I just know what are the changes required. When I have the time, I do it. And there are a lot of times when I'm not able to do it. And then that's okay. Not an issue at all. Okay. So when you're looking at choosing between launching your business or choosing maybe basically versus your career. Okay. So what happens is people find it really, really daunting. Okay. And they feel, okay, now I'm looking at starting a business. It has to be perfect because Smriti, I'm going to be starting a business. Okay. So it has to be perfect. I need to have a business plan. So for the next 6 months, I'm just going to devote to creating a business plan. Okay. And now what if that wasn't important? A typical humanoid mostly gets really bored, right? So then when they're creating a business plan, they're already bored. It's not fun for them anymore. They've already lived that whole business in their head, and then that's it. They're just done with it. Okay. So let me talk about some more business. Let me discuss about the topics that I just mentioned right now. Okay. So what happens is from childhood, we raise our children to work really, really hard in school and get really good grades and go to colleges and universities and get a degree and get a high paying job, so that where they can spend the rest of their lives working or building into a pension pot that they can have ready for their retirement later on. Okay. Now, what happens is a lot of people are actually waking up now to the fact that that they don't really want to spend the rest of the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years of their lives working on somebody else's dreams. Why would you want to do that? Work for someone else's dreams. What if you could create so much more by following your own awareness, by asking questions, by looking for possibilities and choosing more? Does one of you have a question? Yes, Pramod, go ahead. You have a question, Pramod? Are you there?
Yes,
All right.
Smriti, sorry.
Yeah. Go
Sorry.
ahead.
So the only thing I wanted to ask about this is when you talked about business and business plan, right?
Yeah.
Currently, I at least have 3 or 4 different ideas that I know are exciting for me. And I've recognized, like how you said, I've spent a lot of time mulling about it and visualizing it in my head. And sooner than later, it starts to get frustrating. So what I've been reminding myself is what Simone also says is just relax into those ideas and what Gary says also, right? Like what's required, which one requires your attention today.
Yep.
So it's kind of hard to figure out which one. And it feels like, okay, if this is it, what's happening to the other 3? I'm losing time and opportunity.
You need to let go of head tripping, and you also need to be part of the fast track your business. There's so much more that will get created there.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Smriti.
So, yeah, that's me tugging and pulling and inviting you to be part of the fast track your business. There's lots, if you're struggling with these things, there's so much we'll be discussing over there. That's precisely
Cool.
why that business mentorship program is all about. And it's not, it's like loaded. It's loaded with access tools. Not just the tools that you learn in Business Done Different and other places, but there's a lot of places that you're holding yourself back and you're not even aware of where you are holding yourself back. So that's what we'll be discussing there. There'll be a lot of clearings, PDFs, and a whole lot of homework, home plays. So yeah, that's what it is.
Thank you, Smriti.
And it's like literally 6 months of total access tools. You're living those tools throughout. And yes, there is someone there all the time pushing you, literally pushing you off the cliff every time. So that someone is me. Okay, so I'll be.
Yeah, that's the one thing I want to acknowledge, Smriti, is you've been saying this for at least 2 years, be willing to jump off the cliff. And I think about after that TDT class, I no longer have a fear of what's going to happen if I jump off. Until then, it was always that.
So,
Oh my God.
yes, Pramod, I noticed that change. Also, one more thing, like what used to happen is you would get involved in a creation of something, and then somewhere down the line, you'd start head tripping about it and withdraw from that creation. Like
So many times.
your energy, like energetically, you would just withdraw from the creation. And then you'd wake up last minute like a typical humanoid and say, okay, hold on, can I still contribute? But at times it used to be too late to actually salvage that creation. So sometimes you have to be really present with whatever it is that you're asking for, and also acknowledge maybe that thing wasn't interesting enough. So sometimes what you're asking for, if that is not big enough, you will not create. So be present to that also. So how big can you, what are your big asks? Not big asks, but big asks. That's your home play for this, after this call.
Yeah, since I'm running, I don't fear having a big ass, but yes, big asks are up for it.
All right. So Ujjwal, you were going to say something? You had a question?
Yeah, what I wanted to say was when you said today that the gift called it is ease and elegance of business, and that sounded like so light, so beautiful. I said, what can be the elegance in the business? Ease, I can understand, but you just started this, and I feel where am I going to go now in the next 6 months? I am so excited just by how much time probably we spent 30 minutes. Already I have opened doors in certain things which were stopping me in my business.
And thank you so much for choosing Fast Track. I'm looking forward to having you on board. So thank you so much for trusting me and choosing that.
Can I say something, Smriti?
Yes,
To
Pramod.
Ujjwal's question.
Yes.
If there is elegance, it has to be with you. All your classes, all your creations are elegant. Hence, elegance is part of the whole creation.
Thank you.
I agree. I concur with that completely.
So Rachna,
So did you say elegance, Smriti's elegance?
Whatever is light, all of those are like Smriti's elegance of Smriti's creations, embodying elegance, inviting other people for elegance, everything.
Rachna, you've been part of the previous Fast Tracker business. Would you like to say something? Why should people choose it?
Oh, people should choose it just because it adds, one is the purely emotional part of it, which is that you get together with a bunch of people and, we are all absorbing what you're telling us, but we are all reacting in different ways. But for me speaking, personally, I'm now connected to 4 or 5 people, and I may not chat with them often, but once out of the blue, I'll connect with 3 or 4, and it's nice. And it's nice to know I can go back to that group and just speak to them. Nobody's judging me there. I mean, we've all wept in front of each other and really bared our souls, but we know it's a safe space of sorts. Secondly, it really does alter the way we think. When everybody was sharing about businesses and where do we stop ourselves and what do we need to grow further? I mean, obviously, I don't know it all. I'm very, very far from an ideal situation. But if I'm not doing anything for my own businesses or my own life today, it's because I'm like, yeah, मुझे पता है ये करना है, ये हो जाएगा. But I'm remembering every single time I've created something occasionally out of the blue. Like I started this in Jan, right? 21,
yeah.
Jan to June.
Jan to September. It went on to September.
Yeah, but it went on, yeah. I started this class with Spriti in January last year. I have a small business of my own. And I kid you not, within that month, I created funds for it. I raised money for it. And I know it was a fact that I had literally changed the way I was thinking. I was choosing different things. Even today, Spriti, I still don't work for myself, but I work as a freelancer with 2 other people. There was a time in life where I couldn't, if I didn't have any assurance about I don't have work, I'm sitting idle, I'm taking a nap in the middle of a work day, because right now there isn't work, so I'm calm about it. But then when there is a lot of work on both fronts and I'm working 18 hours a day, I'm fine.
There was a lot of internal work that had to be
Yes.
that like previous years, fast track was a lot of internal work that had to work on each and everybody. There's so much of fears, so much of emotional issues, so much of blockages.
The biggest
that was there.
takeaway from me was that I learned how to receive.
Yep. And this year, whoever's joining are already, their level of ask is very high. It's like way beyond. It's not like, oh, we don't have a business, we are here. They're already choosing something way greater. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to that.
Okay, so everybody who's on the trip is on her course with her now. When you all set up all your great businesses and you need to hire leadership positions, you have to remember me. Because that's what I do now. Let me just put it out there. I'll hire your CEO, your CFO, your head of marketing, all of them. Trust me.
All right. Thank you for sharing, Rachna. All right.
Is Rachna the lady who wanted to start a business with baking or biscuits or something?
No.
No, okay.
Though I did toy with the idea of cupcakes.
Yeah. I remember you talking on Smriti's call one of these very long time ago.
Yeah, 20 years. I mean, yeah, I did toy with the idea, but it stopped being fun for me because 6 cupcakes or 12 cupcakes for family and friends is great. But when you have to churn them out perfectly, batch after batch, I lose interest, very honestly.
Okay, thanks.
Happy to bake them for you anytime, Sharon. You're in Bombay, right? So, yeah.
Calcutta.
You're in Calcutta. I was
Yeah.
just there last month. Anyway, yeah. So.
All right, cool. Now.
Sorry, Smriti.
Yeah. All right. So now what happens is when you're busy working for someone else, and Rachna, keep this in mind. When you're busy working for someone else, okay, you're working to support somebody else's life, okay, only to be sort of paying into a pension that when you get to retirement, you'll realize, each one of you will realize that you have to live on a very extremely tight budget because now you're living only off pension. But when you're focusing on creating your own business, you don't have to retire from it. Because when you're looking at creating something that's really, really fun for you, you don't really have to take a break from it. It's just fun for you. Every day you wake up with this major enthusiasm of, all right, today, what am I going to create? What else is required? What else requires my attention and energy? This I've already created. Now what else? What next? And that when you start asking these questions, there's so much more that starts getting created. Okay. And yeah, so people who actually wait to retire are not really able to enjoy their retirement as much. Okay. Now, also, what happens is when you become your own boss, when you are your own, like when you're a business owner, you get to call the shots, and there's nobody you've got to report to. There's nobody overwhelming you with, positive or negative words. And the fact that you're not able to handle something, or that you're hitting deadlines, or you're not able to match those deadlines. There's nobody doing that. Like Trupti mentioned, right? I'm my own boss. I can just do whatever I want to. And also what happens is when you are a business owner, you actually start taking ownership of that. And you also have to take on the role of self-motivating yourself. Because so now when you are also at an equal level when you're interacting with your clients, otherwise you're representing your company. So you're not really at par or at equal level when you're interacting with your clients. But when you're a business owner, you're like directly connected with them. And there's so much that you get to learn from each other. You can choose to be inspired from each other's businesses and just keep on creating more. And you can choose to collaborate with a lot of your clients and different people and just create something much more dynamic. There's no end to what you can choose. Like I always tell my class participants, the world is your oyster. You just go all out. Don't just look at creating a business only in, say, Mumbai or in a particular city, okay, or in your locality. for example, only in Powai where I stay. But the world is your oyster. So whatever it is that you're looking to create, what if it could actually be a global business, right? What would that create? Be willing to demand big, like really, really big. Okay. And yes, your life is on your terms. So, let me just share something. Last couple of years ago. So all this while, I would sort of have that little regret every time I would look at those aircrafts, and I would be like, I wish I was flying an aircraft, and I wish I was, I had a job as a pilot, and it would have been so awesome. And I would always have the tinge of regret every time. And then one day, one of my friends called me. He was my senior in the flying club, and he called up. He's like, "What is it you're doing?" And I was like, "Well, I'm into this profession, and this is what I'm doing." And he's like, "No, you seem to be having so much fun. You're always traveling. You're always just attending seminars and conferences, and you're conducting your classes, and there's just so much of joy. And you just like, I just see a lot of awesome pictures all the time." And he's like, he just said this one word, which was, "You're having much more fun than us pilots." And I was like, wow, I never even thought of that. Right. And I realized that I'm my own boss. Yeah. When there is, say, suppose there's a wedding, or if there is a travel plans or something, then I just create my classes around that. I don't have to really take anyone's permission. I'm not answerable to anyone. It's just so liberating. It's just so freeing. So, and that's the first time when I was like actually so grateful, and that regret that I used to have, or that little tinge of, I wish I was flying, that just went that day. Now, if I choose to fly, it'll be mostly as like, if I go to US, I can just hire the aircraft and fly. So instead of hiring a cab, you can just hire an aircraft and fly from one place to another. So there's so much more that you can just do. You don't have to be working as a pilot for some other airlines. What if someday you could have your own airlines? You never know. Possibilities are endless. Someday you can just choose whatever it is that will get created for you, right? So that's one thing that I realized, and I was actually so grateful that, wow, I'm not answerable to anyone. I'm my own boss, and it really opened up so much of more possibilities. Okay, and the best thing about being in business is the more service you provide, the more value you add, the more income that you can generate. And then there's just no cap to your income. There's no ceiling to the amount of revenue you can create. So when Trupti mentioned people, are looking for EMIs, but what if they don't need EMIs? What if they're creating so dynamically that whatever it is they want to buy, they can just buy outright? Being in business gives you that capacity and that level of creation. So, yep. All right. And yeah, one of the main value of being in business, my most favorite, is the freedom. Okay. So you get the freedom, you get the flexibility, and you get control over your calendar, or you are in charge of your calendar and how it has to look like. Okay. And you can set your business hours in whichever way. Maybe you want to work through the night. Maybe you want to interact with clients who are overseas. You are your own boss, and it's just so much fun. Okay. And the best thing is working from different locations. You can be in New York one day, and you can be working, creating out of there, or you can be in a coffee shop and creating out of there. So wherever it all goes. Okay. And what else? The most important thing is the exposure to a lot of skills and abilities. Okay. Because when you're starting out, you need to know the nitty-gritties of setting up a business. You have to know everything in one go. Of course, later on you'll have people who you'll hire to create that for you, but you need to be present with each of those creations. All right. And yeah, what else? Like, for example, a lot of people lost their jobs during pandemic. Okay. Millions of people around the world lost their jobs that they thought were very secure, because a lot of people, when they're looking for jobs, they're looking for more. They're choosing job because it provides them a sense of security, because end of every month, they'll at least get a check of whatever amount. So like Trupti mentioned earlier, it's easier for them to ask for EMIs because they know that much amount will be coming in right? But a lot of people actually lost their job, and what is the value of that? So the security that they're looking for, what if it wasn't required? Okay, what if when you keep choosing more, when you're willing to be committed, you're just willing to create so much more? All right, so just give me 2 minutes. I'm just gonna share the screen once more with you guys, okay? And just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. All right. Cool. I'll just quickly take you through this program also, in case there's any one of you who might be motivated enough to join this. We are starting this tomorrow. And yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to this. This is about choosing way greater for yourself. It is not, it's like I'll be there literally hand-holding with you with every creation, being there, being present with each of your creations, motivating you, literally pushing you off the cliff and being present. So there is the space of, you know, wherever, when you're setting up your business or wherever, whichever stage you are in with your business, whether you already have an established business and you're looking to exponentialize and create something far greater, this is what will create with, I'm here choosing to create along with you. Okay, so there are a lot of people who will have these, you know, who will have these cool business ideas and looking to expand, but they are not sure where to start or how to go about it. All right. So this 6-month business mentorship program is something that will really, really invite you to major possibilities with your business. Okay. Who is this for? It's for anyone who's looking to create greater in their business. Okay. Whether you're coaches, practitioners, healers, entrepreneurs, or people looking to set up or start their businesses, small and big business owners, anyone willing to create numerous revenue streams and committed to growing and expanding their business. Now, if you're looking at, you know, there's like, there are a lot of systems in place. First, you have to do this, then you have to do that. This is not going to be like that. This is about anywhere you're subconsciously, you've been stopping yourself. Sometimes you're choosing and yet things are not showing up. So we will be working on that, getting rid of those places where you are still, you know, you're capable of creating so dynamically, yet there are some minor hiccups or some places where you still find yourself stuck. You keep trying and nothing seems to be working. We'll be focusing a lot on that. So anywhere you find yourself limiting what you can be creating, that's where I step in and clear those energies for you. All right. It's loaded with access tools. There'll be lots from not just the business classes, but from different places, because sometimes somebody might have some issues with certain things to do with relationships, or someone might have maybe low self-worth, or someone might not be willing to show up that dynamically. There'll be different issues that certain people function from. So whatever it is that you're using to stop yourself, whatever secret agendas you have to actually keep on creating roadblocks for you, that's what we'll be working on with this. Okay. It's not what you learn in an MBA class. That's not what it's going to be. Then you can look for any other business setups where it's not something that is defined. It's something where we'll be willing to follow the energy and mold it accordingly. All right. So were you taught to launch your business? Do you have business ideas but kill them with doubts before you even put them to the test? And have you started a business but struggle with cold feet, feeling stuck, or trying to avoid past business mistakes? Or perhaps you desire to expand your already existing business and are looking for a different way forward? This particular program will handle and take care of all these things. Okay. Of course, apart from acknowledging your brilliance, because what you are with your business is what you're putting forward to your clients. Okay. The pragmatics of business, what is required, how to start communicating with your business, what invitation can you be? and so on. Like with respect to marketing, this is where this comes in. What invitation can you be? What invitation can your business be to inviting more clients? All right. How to create a successful business? Be willing to follow your awareness, learn to identify all these stuck energies and limitations in your business and clear them, and so much more. This is going to be definitely a major topic, creation of money. Last time we dedicated almost 2 months to that particular topic. We'll follow the energy and see what else is required here. I also realized that the previous batch, a lot of people had a lot of money issues. So instead of leaving it for the 5th month, I had to bring it to the 2nd month onwards, and 2nd and 3rd month, I worked literally on the creation of money, because it was important for them to have more ease with money so that they could actually be willing to choose more. So you need to just improvise and be present with whatever's required. And definitely getting on the fast track. I love this word fast track, because it's literally you're hitting the ground running. Okay, it's like every time you land big aircrafts, they land at a very high speed also, right? They don't just cut off all speed. They don't cut off the engines and then land. They're landing at a certain speed. So the engine is still running. Okay, and it's just that. It's like you're launching your business with a forward momentum. So this is what if this was a competitive advantage you were seeking in launching your business? What would choosing to join this program create for you? Okay, so these are the topics we'll be covering, and it is not limited only to this, but more or less a lot of things that is stopping us, or everywhere we have the secret agenda set up. This is what will take care of all that, these topics. Okay, let me just quickly go through them. Extrapolating your brilliant business ideas into possibilities, targets versus goals, communicating with your business, who's your target audience, monetizing your products or services, art of effortless creations, marketing versus being an invitation to your business, and is your business visible enough, receiving from your business, generating money with ease, minimizing your distractions, creating numerous revenue streams, being unstoppable, which is really important, and creating beyond competition, because one of the main reasons we stop our creations is because what is a competitor doing? And somewhere when the competitor is being really brilliant, instead of choosing to be inspired, we start judging ourselves and we limit ourselves without acknowledging how brilliant and awesome we ourselves are also, right? And that energy of competition really kills a lot of creations. So we'll be talking majorly about this. And are you demanding big enough? Because if you are looking at creating something and things are not showing up, maybe you're not asking or demanding big enough. That's why it doesn't motivate you enough. Okay. And then of course, launching your business and finance essentials, the things that you really have to keep in place, and building your protein and personal branding, launching yourself literally, and leadership. So this is what we'll be all talking about. It's slightly different from our previous Fast Track Your Business program. This is a little more, how do I put it? This is more in sync with actually choosing really big. Last time I realized I was just busy just working on each of those people, trying to sort out their personal issues. This is not going to be about that. This is about being really present with your business and making sure everything is out there in a very majorly exponentialized in every way. So what this includes are a masterclass each month. So the first week of every month, there'll be a masterclass where I'll be talking about the topics that I've mentioned over here. The second week of every month would be a group facilitation where we will, it'll be a group facilitation where we'll talk about where are you finding yourself stuck and what else is going on with you guys. Third week of every month would be energy pulse. And the fourth week of every month would be one-on-one facilitation. So if I'm facilitating one person, say suppose I'm facilitating Rachna, she's the only one on the Zoom call with me, but this is going to be live telecast onto the private Facebook group that we have. And all of you can watch that. You have a choice. You can have that day off and you can choose to watch it the next day. You don't have to be present for that. You can watch it at your own time. In case you miss any of these calls, because sometimes it's difficult for people to be that committed to just being there every week. This immediately, each of these calls are live telecast onto that Facebook group, and then you get to watch it there at whatever time. Suppose you had a important commitment and you couldn't make it for this particular call, then you'll have access to it immediately at whatever time, whether it's 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning, whenever you have time to go through that. All right. And what else? Yes, I would definitely be asking for a lot of, I would ask for 100% commitment to actually choosing greater for yourself. Okay, your personal problems will be handled only during the one-on-one facilitation or maybe during the group facilitation. I will not let you slow down all the rest of the participants because of some issue that you're not willing to get over. Because when you have all these tools, you have to now start choosing beyond. Okay, you be willing to use those tools to outcreate whatever it is that's stopping you. Of course, there'll be audio replays and PDFs, which will be emailed to you. And yeah, what else? And there are 3 payment options. Okay, you can choose to pay monthly. The whole program costs about 1,20,000. So you can pay monthly 20,000 every month for these calls, or you can choose to pay in 2 installments. In that case, you get to save 10,000. And if you make a one-time payment, then you get to save 20,000. So choice is yours. There are different payment options for each one of you. The reason they've been set up like this is because I want 100% commitment. Okay, so that really starts changing things. All right. So if you need to know more, you can go on smritigoswami.com and check out more details there. All right, what else? I'm just so looking forward to this. You still have time to sign up. We start tomorrow. And yeah, does anyone have any questions? All right. Cool. Yeah, I had some clearings that I had to just give me a minute. All right. Meanwhile, if any one of you has any question, you can just go ahead and ask. I'm just looking for those clearings that I had to. So a couple of clearings that I wanted to share with you.
Smriti.
Yeah.
Sonal here.
Yes, Sonal.
Sonal. Yeah, sorry, I can't come on a camera.
No problem.
Smriti, what you said, no, if you're not willing to lose, then that thing will control you.
Yeah.
That's so appropriate and bang on, because I have been passing through that situation. And thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, because I just had a client who was controlling me, thinking that what she's paying me, she can call me anytime, and she'll call me anytime randomly, thinking that it's okay. She'll start with saying, oh, I have a doubt. So like I was not, there was something which was also, and then now she herself has left, or I created, I don't know. No, of course I know. And I'm like, I'm relieved. And I'm saying, how I'm willing to let her go now.
Yeah. So anything that you're unwilling to let go of will control you. Yes. That's it. Just know that. Even if it's your maid. Even if it's your maid.
And the insecurity comes up, what if I not get a new client? Then I said, why? I just said,
yes, so be willing to have so many clients that, that you don't have to really, so that you can have your own terms.
Yeah.
What if you were willing to create a business on your own terms? What if you did not have to wait on other people?
Yeah.
Or be dependent on other people. Okay. So let me just leave you guys with a couple of clearings. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Or a couple of questions. Okay. So when you're looking at creating a business, and maybe even if you're looking at choosing this fast track your business program, ask, okay, am I really going to succeed with money, or am I just going to continue to make it work? And if I were going to be succeeding with money, what would that even be like? Because sometimes you're not even willing to see what that has to look like, or what it can be like, or how it can show up like. So you would not even choose that because you're not able to see that, right? So ask for an energetic awareness. So if I were willing to be truly succeeding with money, universe, show me what it would look like. What would it feel like to have lots of money? Show me, let me have an energetic awareness. And that will start sometimes allow you to, this particular question will allow you to actually get an awareness of what it is. That expansiveness is what will invite you into that space of creation. Okay. And just know this, you're not being thwarted by the gods, you're not being thwarted by the planet, and there is nothing that is against you. Okay. It means that there is a new possibility available for you, and it's just a choice away. Okay, it is just a bit of information away, and the person who has the information is actually you. Okay, you're the only one with the information that will set you free. Free to choose what works for you, free to create a life on your own terms, free to choose a far greater life than what you're looking at, what you've been choosing so far. So with that, I invite you, actually, each one of you, to be a part of the Fast Track Your Business program. And yeah, I wonder what magic that would create for each one of you. So thank you so much for being here. And we start tomorrow. So time is now, if you're looking at choosing that. All right, thank you so much. And I'm just so grateful to each one of you for being here. And I'll see you next time for the next, all these business accelerator series.
All the best
Bye.
for the new programs, Priti.
Thank you so much, Priti.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.